Wednesday. I was just listening to some music, getting some coffee in my system. It's a great day today, you guys, because I was working on a hot pepper video edit, and it's really funny. You know, the other day when I ate the Chinese 5-color pepper on the live, I edited the short, and man, I can't wait to post it. It's fun. There are some days where I edit a short or a video and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be the viral moment. This is it. I feel like it's amazing, and then I put it out there and nobody likes it. It's crickets. So that usually happens, but it was funny. But you know, watching the live, because I knew what was happening with the chat, it was funny to me. But when you're watching it after without the chat, it's not the same thing. It's not as funny, but it's hilarious. So I just went to get something that I haven't shown you guys yet. So our strawberry plants, I'll talk more about it in a little bit, but our strawberry plants are producing runners, and I want to root those runners. They are not long enough to reach over to the next plant port. So I am actually going to, maybe we'll try using one of these. This is a root ball, and I've used it once to propagate strawberries and to get them to root, and it actually works. So we're gonna speed up the process. Our strawberry tower, well, it has no strawberries in it yet, but it's not built itself, so we're going to have to root those. What's up, Ray Cassis? Happy Wednesday. Let me just make sure I'm on the good internet here. Yes, I am. Hi, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. As always, you guys are the best. I actually told myself before, when I started these lives, that okay, once I hit 1,000 subs, I'm not going to do everyday lives because it's just too much for me, but it's become so much fun that I ain't quitting anytime soon, you guys. So thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I appreciate the company and the entertainment. You guys are great. So I'm just going to turn my fans down. So things are coming along in the grow tent. I've got so much stuff growing. Things kind of took off a little bit overnight. We pruned the tomatoes yesterday and really cleared the way. I went back after the live and spent another 45 minutes pruning because I want to create enough space so that everything that's growing in front of the tomatoes can get enough light, and hasn't been going. So, or it hasn't been, sorry, I'm like reading the chat as I'm talking. I'm like, it hasn't been going. Clearly you can't spell today, Ray Cassis. You're, what the heck? Anyways, so yeah, like our flowers, for example, have been opening because it hasn't been getting enough light. So clearing the way and clearing the path for everything else so that our plants can get the royal treatment from the Fresh Princess, just like everything else does. So I walked into the grow tent today, and the watermelons are so big. I've got more cucumbers than I can count, so we're going to go through it together today and count them. Now it's to the degree where there are so many cucumbers growing that I have no idea how many I have pollinated them all correctly. Things have just blown up. So I want to tell you guys something. What's up, Death Squad? What's up, Hyatt Miz? Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. So I was hypothesizing that adding Turkey. Wow, I am from Ontario, Canada. Well, hello from Ontario, Canada to Turkey. Very cool. We got some Netherlands in here. We got Connecticut in here. I don't know where everybody else is from, but cool. The whole mix of people, which I love. I love seeing people from everywhere around the world. Very, very cool. So yeah, cucumbers. I have been talking about how I think that calcium was the why I wasn't getting cucumbers in my first couple of grows. I wasn't using CalMag the way I should have been in my second grow, and my first grow I didn't use it at all. So now, because I only got the one cucumber and everything else was drying up, I've been playing around with different things just to see why I'm not getting pollen being produced on the flowers that are already growing, but B, why aren't I getting more cucumbers? And so now I've been adding more calcium, and I haven't been cautious about it. I've been, tiptoeing and foot in the water. I don't want to do too much, but now I'm like, all right, let's just in the recommended amount. Yesterday we added 16 liters of water, and I added 16 mils of CalMag. 1 milliliter per liter is the recommended amount. And so I'm like, what do I have to lose? Well, all these plants, but I only have knowledge to gain, right? So that's the most important part. So since I've been upping the calcium today, rather than pollinating by off a flower and rubbing it into the female flower, I use my paintbrush. So I've been using a paintbrush for the watermelons. Now I'm using a paintbrush for the cucumbers, and for the first time, I actually see so much pollen on the paintbrush. So I don't know, I know that online it says that calcium isn't directly responsible for cucumber flower production or for pollen production. However, it is the building blocks that contribute to that. And so I think there is a correlation. And because I'm a hands-on learner, I try to, rather than research, I'm like, you know what, let me just go for it. Because nothing online feels like a definitive answer. And so if I just do it myself and if it works, then that's my answer. So now that I've been consistently, so I haven't made any other changes other than just adding or increase the calcium up to the recommended amount. And now that I have the pollen that I am getting from those male flowers, they are so ripe for pollination that this morning when I was pollinating the cucumber, I'm like, okay, there is no way that I'm not going to get cucumbers this time, because there is so much pollen to go around. There's enough pollen for all the ladies. So there's a lot of men and a lot of ladies. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. If you've been following along, you've seen me try to pollinate, and I've shown you with the paintbrush that you really can't see any pollen. And I showed you guys the difference with the watermelon. You can really see there's so much pollen being produced that, like, you can just dip it in the male flower and then go like this over the female flower, and it'll just drop right into where it's supposed to go. So I definitely think calcium, there's some kind of correlation. There has to be. Oh, we got some Turkish going on in the chat. I went to college, and one of my good friends at the time, I haven't spoken to him in years, but he was Turkish, and he tried to teach me a little bit, but I don't embarrass myself, so I won't. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like actually trying to read the Turkish. Like, it's not like I'm gonna understand it. Oh, very cool. I did not know that. Anyways, so I think as I gain more experience, as I keep these plants alive, and as I spend more time observing them daily, I'm starting to understand and correlate certain things. So it's almost like I do my own field research, so to speak, because I don't know, guys. I don't know what it is with me. I'm just somebody where I really don't want to research. I just want to do it. I can't be bothered. Like, even products, like with a reverse osmosis, I'm like, I'll just get the Amazon top choice and whatever, if I like it, and if I don't like it, oh well. Like, an RO system is an RO system, as long as the filters are fine. So I just don't care to research about products, to research about plants. I just want to do it and try it for myself. And you know, I might waste a lot of time that way because some of the answers I can easily get online, but again, nothing like, there's no two environments exactly the same. So when I Google something, if it's telling me that my pH or my EC or where should be this, it's like, well, is anybody else having 20 Dutch buckets that are growing the same amount of varieties and the exact same varieties that I'm doing? Because I'm pretty sure that that would change, right? There's just too many variables that even the information you find online, you still have to somewhat like draw your own conclusions through what you've tried. And I find that why not just skip the online part and just draw my own conclusions on what I did. And if I mess up, well, then I really learn the lesson. So it's very easy to go down a rabbit hole of research and contradictions. Yes, so I'm somebody who, I want the answer. Don't make me search for it. Don't make me read for it. And so my goal is to kind of figure it out for myself. And the only way I'm really going to retain it and absorb it is if I do it hands-on. And once I learn it because I'm living it, now I can do the best job at really explaining it in layman terms for people like me that, you know, might not want to go scour the internet. They just want the answer. So if you're growing tomatoes and it's this temperature and this is your humidity and this is your environment, then this is what you want, kind of thing, like a recipe, you know? But again, there's so many variables when it comes to growing. You know, what environment are you growing in? What are you growing? What variety? Like, you know, down to the water temperature. So there's just too many things that I don't know, I just Google, and then now I love it. Google has like an AI that kind of summarizes all the key points from reliable sources. So that's what I do. So, you know, don't quote me on anything I say because I don't really do research. It's all about trial and error. That's the kind of person. And like I said, people's, you know, might think that that's a waste of time because you're wasting your time doing trial and error when you can just do some research and you know, eventually get the right answer. But trial and error is fun. Making mistakes are fun. It reminds you that you're human. So yeah, guys, a lot going on today. Slowly but surely, the cucumbers are finally acclimating to their new home. We moved them in on Saturday, and there's one that's stealing the show for sure. Our strawberry made a full recovery, and everything else is on track. I had quite a big salad harvest, so now I'm just waiting for more to grow back. I have to procure some more romaine seeds. Our green tower, in a couple weeks, it's going to be ready to harvest. Some of our cantaloupe and honeydew seeds have sprouted, so I'm going to take you guys around and show you everything. I've also got the pruning. You can see the results from the pruning today because we got tons of tomatoes starting to ripen. So I'm just going to take you guys through, show you what is up and what's growing. This is my favorite part, is the tent tour. I love showing you guys what I got growing. So parsley, I mean, it's technically harvestable already. You can just keep cutting off these stems and they just continuously grow back. That's what I've been doing with the orange tower. So we got some new leaves unfurling there, but you can continuously harvest, which is amazing. And then we got a little bit of algae here on the roots. It probably seeped in, so maybe I'll add in some extra H2O too. But eventually we're gonna have to clean this tower and switch it over to the strawberries. But yeah, we've got some parsley that's like developing quite quickly. It's definitely, this has been the week that it's taken off. I've also got my flowers that I'm going to have to get in outside. I've just been lazy, but look at the sage. It's been growing so quickly. So yeah, but then we've got some little guys that are stunted. Like this right here was planted at exactly the same time as all of those. So I don't know what's happened, but there we go, you guys. Tons of parsley. And then, oh my gosh, I cannot get over how fast this is growing. Look at this. I'm gonna have to clean a little bit of this. It's dry, but it's just a little bit of algae that leaks. So there's the roots. And yeah, this lettuce has grown quite quickly. We transferred it 3 weeks ago, I think now. We've got our romaine here. Check out this romaine here. It's getting pretty big. Death Squad says, damn, they're a lot bigger than yesterday. I know, right? I love that you guys can follow along with me because you guys can share in the excitement because you can really see the difference day to day. And there are some days where they just really take off and it's remarkable. So here is our butter crunch. We've got some more romaine. So we're gonna be good with these, but I definitely need to start new seeds in the next week or so. So I have to get on that and get myself, whoa, almost tripped. Guys, I always wipe out in here. It's the tray, there's a liner, right? So there's like a floor to this grow tent, but there's also a tray, and you're supposed to Velcro it to the support beams, and it undid. So now when I'm walking, it's kind of shifting to fix that. Orange Tower, I've been harvesting every single day. So the lettuce is kind of bolting now, but it just started. But we've got leaves growing. So I don't know, I'll take it. They taste great. And we've got still quite a bit to harvest. So I haven't bought any lettuce from the grocery store in a couple of weeks just because I've been eating everything from the tower. I've been eating, I've been mixing the romaine with some kale and some mustard leaf. So something that's interesting is same thing with my grow towers. Last grow, I wasn't really adding calcium because I was nervous. The grow community makes me nervous to use CalMag because they make fun of it so much, or they joke around about it so much. So I wasn't using it, and now that I've it's the variety is called Giant Red Mustard. My last grow, it didn't get red, it just stayed green. But online, you could see the leaves get a very, very deep red. And then as soon as I started implementing the CalMag, the leaves started to turn the color that they were supposed to, and it's actually spicier than the last grow. So I think there's also a correlation between, you know, getting the proper nutrients, aka calcium or CalMag, and the flavor. I think, well, obviously there's a correlation, but you know, people tell me like, oh yeah, I just use water for my lettuce, and I'm like, yeah, but it probably tastes like shit. Anyways, we've got some baby parsley in here. This sage plant is already so big. I've been harvesting from it, but the thing is the leaves are quite large and it's so pungent. Oh my god, that's amazing. Let's see if our tomatoes have rooted. So it does have some little baby root hairs. It's hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. So right up at the top there, there's some root hairs. I don't know if you guys can see that. So in the next couple of days, and then this has been in the tower for a few days, maybe a few more days, it looks like there's a root that's gonna pop out there on the left side. And then one more. Okay, this one probably any day now. There's little roots there. So within the next couple of days, we're gonna get those into the buckets, probably by the weekend. That way we're gonna fill, what are we filling? Honestly, I forget what I decided. I think we're gonna do these ones, this back with tomatoes, and then the rest eggplant, and then melons in the front. So yeah, those are the towers. As for the buckets, so I'll start with these because otherwise I always forget them. I save them for last. So these are the cucumbers. I haven't really showed you guys too much of them. We just transferred them last weekend and they've already grown so much. Specifically that one there. So this variety is called the Armenian cucumber, I think. They're long and skinny, and they are good for pickling. DC's Bees is asking if my outdoor garden looks as impressive as my indoor. Well, thank you so much. My indoor isn't really that impressive. I just try to spend as much time as I can taking care of it. And no, the outdoor garden is getting destroyed right now. I posted a short this morning, so you can go check it out. That's it was just an update. All the flowers are opening, the leaves are green and beautiful, but getting just chewed up by earwigs, and I think I might have aphids. I know I've been spraying the Lost Coast plant therapy every day, and so hopefully it's taken care of the issue. But the outdoor garden does look good. It looks green, it looks lush. We've got beautiful flowers growing. You know, I spend maybe not as much time because I don't have as much growing, but I spend quite a bit of time every morning. I water it a little bit. I, prune a little bit. I check everything. I talk to them a little bit. I sing if I'm in, if I'm in a singing mood. And then I give them a good spray. And then I check them periodically. If I have to take my dog out, whatever, then I check my garden, and I often get lost in there. So my outdoor garden, I wouldn't say it's as impressive, but given that I just started growing, I impress myself. So I'm trying to stay humble, but I really impress myself with my outdoor garden because I've never even, to be like, ew, bugs. So now I'm like, oh my God, I want to know every type of bug. So these are the Armenian cucumbers, I think. What's up, Mia Lifestyle? Never apologize. I'm just grateful that you guys are here. All right, so that's the kind of root growth we want to see. These guys are happy. Look at that one right here. I'm gonna just pull it out of the bucket so we can get a closer look. What's up, Les? Perfect timing. I'm showing the new seedling update, how they're acclimating to their new home. So today is the first day where they actually don't look like they totally hate it. So they're doing okay. These ones, I don't know, maybe they're being a little bit overwatered. Overwatering can be similar to underwatering symptoms, so I'm really not sure. However, we do have good root growth. They're not like yellowing or anything, so I'm gonna give it more time. It could also be because I just hit them with a bunch of nutrients and I hadn't prior to that. So we lost a few leaves here, but we have the new one unfurling still and this one. So again, sometimes you just have to, like, less is more. Just give them time and be kind and compassionate. They're stressed, and I'm really good at being compassionate and understanding. Wow. Okay. I mean, this is root porn, right? Am I right? Look at that. Beautiful, white. They're strong and super clean looking, and they're furry AF. Got a bunch of little root hairs. Wow. Now that is beautiful. I can look at this all day. Yes, they would go nuts in soil. Those are beautiful roots, but this little guy's got the bucket all to himself, so I'm sure he'll go nuts. These cucumbers are already in better shape than the ones in the other bucket started off as. So, learning and growing. I think I'm actually learning, you guys. It's happening. So here I've got Pro Pyro says that's a sight to see. That's the goal. Absolutely. DC's B says, would a smaller setup like this be good for doing your starts in and then planting outdoors? I have watched the classic grow block style starts seem like a lot of work. Yeah, so I actually used this bucket system and I started all my flowers in the aeroponic system and it worked out beautifully. So I'll just give you guys a little bit of context. Last year was my first outdoor flower garden. I'd never grown in soil ever, food, flowers, anything. And I started the seeds early May, so I think May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I started the seeds May 4th, and I got them in the ground May 22nd. In soil I started. and indoors under a grow light. And then May 22nd got them in the ground. I first blooms until July 20th. So that's almost 8 weeks they were in the ground after having been started 3 weeks early in the cell trays. And then this year I decided, let me germinate the seeds in paper towel rather than popping them in soil. And I germinated them in paper towel. 2 days later, I got them in the foam collar. I left them in the aeroponic system for 3 weeks. I got them in the ground 2 weeks later than I did last year. Last year was May 22nd. This year was June 7th, I think, or June 8th. And I've already got all of them blooming, which is wild. Like, we're 3 weeks ahead of the game, but we got them in 2 weeks later than we did last year. So the aeroponic system really just expedited the process, and it was honestly best decision I've ever made. Yeah, Les, it's happening. We're learning. Look into Kratky. Yes, I've seen YouTube videos. So many YouTube videos about Kratky setups. I like that idea. It gives them a great starting root structure before putting them in the ground. Yes, it absolutely does boost the growing, and that's just it. You get a nice, big, robust root system before even getting them out in the wild, you know? Shovro says, it's so satisfying to see how beautiful your garden looks. Oh, thank you so much. And it's so satisfying to see all you guys here hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. So, next up in the second bucket system, so the cucumbers are doing great. Man, I gotta document these roots, and one moment for the roots because they're so stunning. You know, if you told me 3 years ago that I would be like geeking out over roots, I think you were in an alternate universe just messing with me. But now I'm like, how can I not? Okay, these are our tomatillo plants. So for those of you that don't know, tomatillo, because a lot of people don't know what tomatillos are, they're like little tomatoes that grow in a husk. They're green, and this particular variety, the husk is purple, and good for salsas, salads, or additions to your dishes. They are quite an invasive plant. You need more than one in order to hand pollinate them. Or yeah, you need more than one to pollinate and get fruit. And so we've got 2 here, and I've got nice little roots starting to develop, which is quite exciting. DC's Bee says, it's okay, beekeepers geek out over bugs in a box. LOL, that's so funny. I have a growing season. I'm in Washington State, so things to speed up the start could be helpful. Absolutely. Honestly, that is the fastest. Well, it's only my 2nd year, but it sped things up big time. Would highly recommend. So here are my peppers, bell peppers. So here we've got some 2 first leaves, another 2, another 2. So they're all coming along. This one's got its 2nd one slowly developing. And same with this. Let's check out the roots. So we've only got one poking out right now. I'm gonna just snap that back on here. Let's check it out. So slow start. Maybe they're getting overwatered. The roots should be searching a little bit. And even though there's one like white root at the top there, I'm not super happy. This one, I don't know, kind of same as the other one. It's got like that one root there. So we're gonna see. Again, sometimes you have to have compassion, right? They need time. They went from, oh, see, this is the growth I'm looking for. This is my expectation. And so I'm not getting that with the other one. So, you know, sometimes there are duds. Maybe they were just at a different growth stage and we're pushing them too hard with the nutrients right now. Because I really just gave her. I didn't hold back. Because after we transferred these, I forgot to add in the nutrients on the live. And so I did it afterwards, and I did not hold back. So we've got our little piece of still stuck in there, but this one, I'm okay with this growth because I see no root rot or anything, you know? Once you start to see brown or yellow roots, you're like, ugh, see there? I don't know if that was from before, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see here. What about this one? Okay. I can be okay with that. I can accept this growth here. But some of them I'm not too happy with, so I need to figure that out. Maybe I'll decrease the watering a little bit. I'm actually going to, again, I have a habit of, you know, my knee-jerk reaction is to make that change and do that thing and whatever. So 2 days ago were the lights, you know, maybe giving them 3 to 4 days, maybe even a week before making another change to see how they react, especially because they're new here. Even though plants are resilient, adaptable, again, they might need more time, and so trying to be as compassionate as possible. And I have to refrain from making too many changes at once, because my knee-jerk reaction is, oh, fix this, fix that, adjust this, do that. But again, because I'm learning, I need to know what change is responsible for each result. And so I can't do that if I'm making 10 changes and then see one result. Which change was responsible for that result? You know what I'm saying? So remember that huge tomato plant I grew? It was started in an arrow garden until one moved to a bucket system, moved some to soil. Wow. Starting things off indoors. So with the flowers, like, I did start them off early indoors, but I started them in soil, and it wasn't a good environment either. The cell tray was too small. I was overwatering. It was my first time, you know, and for your first time, like, I'm somebody that, A, I'm dramatic, and B, I go 0 to 100 real quick. And so instead, like, oh, let me get some, you know, pre-rooted flower plants and just plant them in the soil and try to keep them alive. I'm like, no, let's start seed. Let's do it all the way. And so that's, you know, the way I am. What is up, Spanish Dre? And Shovro says, what types of nutrients do you add to the water for your plants? I add general hydroponics, depending on their growth stage. So right now, the bucket system that I just showed you guys with the seedlings are on Grow, the 7410. And the other bucket, which I'm about to show you guys, is on the Bloom, and both of which are on CalMag. And I also use this for the grow towers. Okay. Mad Max Journey says, I'm thinking about changing my little room into a grow room for vegetables and all sorts of good things. Can't wait for it to get here and figure it out. Like you're doing trial and error. Yes, honestly, that's the best way. You know, I can't be bothered to research. I mean, I do sometimes when I need some kind of direction to know where to look in, but I love trial and error. It's really fun, because then once things start working and things start clicking, I'm really feeling that this week. I'm really feeling a click. Could be a mental illness, or could just be that I'm learning. We'll see. Anyways, I've got some flowers here growing our tomatoes, and our tomatoes are popping, you guys. They're all starting to ripen. I've got new ones here, some ripened ones there. So, oh wow, those are gonna be a red plant then. They're tricolor tomatoes. I didn't label the colors, so I'm not sure which is which, but I've got a bunch of different little cherry tomatoes popping. Look at that, striking orange. It looks beautiful. And yeah, these are quite heavy yielders so far. We've got a lot of clusters, so we're gonna have a lot of harvests soon, which is quite exciting. So I may have done a little too much with the nutrients. I got something going on here. I don't know what that is, but everything else looks okay. So see, this is a calcium deficiency right here. But yes, it's a very, very productive tomato plants. I've got a lot of tomatoes on each and every single plant, which is awesome. We've got, anyways, I could just show you guys for days, but this is my favorite right here. I love this. I can't wait till it starts to ripen. Like, look at all of these. Woo! And then there's, I don't know. Love it. And then I'm growing these flowers, which are zinnias. I'm also growing them outdoors. This one is like end of life. We harvested it 2.5 weeks ago. And so these are the plants right here. They're, this one was so short yesterday and it just popped right up after I cut the tomatoes out of the way. So I've got 3 of them right now, and they are producing quite well. They're getting their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th blooms. Look at the size of this one. We've got a few main branches and all of them are blooming. And then we've got some good roots. So those are the flowers. These are more flowers. These are dahlias. They actually produce tubers rather than a root system once they mature. And so I'm curious to see how tubers grow in aeroponics. I had just seeds left of this variety, and I get so scared to kill them outside that I decided to do it in the aeroponics system. And then I'll collect seeds from these and I'll grow them outdoor next year. But look at that root. Again, nice, strong. It's gonna turn into a tuber, right? And actually, you can see the tuber already starting to develop. Wow. All right, moving on. Strawberry plant. Oh, she's doing so good. For those of you that just joined, we're going to try something today. I have something called a root ball, and we're going to see if we can put it on there to root these runners, because I could wait till they get long enough to put them in here and root it and then cut it. But we're going to try to speed things up because ain't nobody got time for that, you know? But she's doing beautifully. The roots don't look so good because we had a bit of a scare 2 days in a row. I accidentally turned my pump off and forgot back on. Watermelon. Okay, so this is the second one, guys. And if you've been following along, it's so big now. Shovro says, your little garden is so beautiful. Tomatoes and chilies growing so well. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, Shovro. I appreciate you for saying that. That just put a smile on my face. Thank you so much. Death Squad, thank you. That made my smile even bigger. You guys are so kind. Les says, I've seen people growing potatoes in aeroponics and hydroponics, and those are tubers. Absolutely. I just wanted to try it because I haven't, but we're going to be trying potatoes. This is the this is the first watermelon that I pollinated correctly. It's starting to get quite large, turn into a deeper green. Just for reference, I'm putting it against my hand. Yesterday we compared it to the tablespoon and it was almost that size. So it's coming along quite nicely. And then, so each plant has one watermelon growing right now. I've got another one. Where are you? Oh, we've got another one growing. I've got one right there, a little baby. And I've got the other one right here. So we just pollinated this one. So watermelons, for those of you that don't know, need to be hand pollinated in order to produce fruit. If you don't transfer the pollen from the male flower to the female flower, the fruit will not produce. So this is an example of a male flower right here. It's just on a regular stem, and the female flower looks like this, where, well, now the flower's dried up, but you got a little melon and you got the flower growing out of it. So you need to take pollen from this and move it to that. And if you don't, then you don't get this. Oh my, more root porn. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh God, I don't want to go near this plant, you guys. For those of you watching the other day, I accidentally broke off a pepper, and the chat manipulated me to eating one. And so I took a bite and secretly died in silence for the last little while of the live. So these are the Chinese 5-color peppers. They're starting, this one is going to start to ripen. It's going to start to go yellow. Sorry, first it's going to go pink to yellow to orange to red. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see. And they also start off kind of yellow, which is cool. So those are doing good. Look at, oh my gosh, you guys, look at this jalapeno plant. It's insane already. So quickly and so abundantly. It's producing nonstop. Every day I have new peppers. Same with this one. It's just insane. Look at that. Peppers everywhere. It's crazy. Over here, I have a baby habanero. It's stunted in growth, but it's doing better now. But there is. And Death Squad says huge peppers. Yeah, just wait till you guys see the bell peppers. Still green, which means they're still growing in size. And they look so good. Honestly, I am extremely proud of myself. I can't get over it. I'm going to be showing my peppers a lot, you guys. Because can we just talk about this size? So this is my hand, my fist. Last year I couldn't even grow one that would fit in my, like between my two fingers. Now, I mean, like that's pretty crazy. For me at least. Compared to the peppers I've grown in these buckets, they've all been so small. Oh, I think we've got our first one that might start to change color. It's, I don't know, it's starting to look a little more yellow. Oh my gosh, they look so pretty. I'm so excited, you guys. They are, I'm not sure which ones are going to be yellow, red, orange, or green, but they are beautiful. The shape, the size, the texture, like they're so smooth and perfect. They have no blemishes. That's just from the flower. I don't even want to touch them. I just want to let it grow. You take the time you need. But yes, we got some really good yield happening. I'm really happy. And we've got our ancho poblano peppers. I don't know when I should harvest them. Somebody commented in the chat the other day saying before they get red. So just for reference, it's like the length of my finger. And then there's the little habanero. I missed 1 to 2 lives and missed the good stuff. Well, don't you worry, because I edited the pepper consumption into a short, and that is funny, man. That was really funny. I was laughing to myself as I was editing it, and I'm like, you know, only the people that were here that day that see that short are gonna find it extremely funny. I don't know if anybody else is gonna find it funny. We'll see. We will find out. But that was hilarious. But those peppers are tasty, and you know, if they're not even full ripeness yet, they probably haven't even reached their full spice level. Okay, so a couple things. We are going to pollinate the cucumber because I want to show you guys the difference. For those of you that have been following along, you'll see the cucumber producing so much pollen now that hand pollinating, it seems like it's going to be easy. So I've got one flower here. This is a male flower because it's just got the plain stem. Actually, before I do that, I didn't even show you guys the cucumber plant. What was I thinking? All right, so we've got one cucumber there. it's so prickly compared to the others. It's almost like the cucumber plant knows that it's low to the ground and pests could go on it. So it's like, let's be extra spiky to deter anything. Because the ones that are higher up don't have those. So it's on defense. Interesting. All right, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? I've got, okay, it's gonna be a little tricky because there's so many in one little area, but I've got one here, one here, one here, one here, one there, one there, one up there, one up here. Oh no, that's the same one. No, that's a different one. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the one on the bottom, and then 8, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know if I already counted those. I don't think I did. 14, 15, 15 cucumbers. Is that for real? Oh, and then I didn't even finish. 16. I don't know if that one pollinated correctly. And then there's one more somewhere here. Oh, and then 17, 18. Wow. So because these need to be hand pollinated, I gotta like clock where all the cucumbers are and pay very, very close attention. So I've got 3 just on this stem right here. Wow. And then 2 just under it. So that's 5 just in this area right here. Wow. So I'm going to show you guys the difference. Pollen. It's actually crazy. All right. So this is the the male flower. I may have taken all the pollen already this morning, so we'll see if it works. I just want to show you guys. Okay, there is so much pollen on this paintbrush. Hang on. I don't know if you guys, it's so hard to see because I can't focus when I'm on a live. It's so hard to focus the camera. I don't know why, but all that little white stuff, that's all the pollen from the cucumber plant. I should have brought my microscope, my digital microscope down. I could have showed you guys. So that is a result of increasing the calcium. My last couple of grows, I have been hand pollinating and I wasn't getting fruit. And I think it's because, well, I know it's because the flowers weren't producing pollen, and so now all of a sudden I increase the calcium and the amount of pollen is crazy. So hand pollinating now feels simple, and now I look forward to doing it. I don't feel frustrated. I mean, wow, there's so much pollen. So now we're gonna take it to the male flower, or sorry, the female flower, and put it in there. So here we've got our, where is it? We've got the female flower. I've got the pollen on my paintbrush here. Yeah, I can't show you guys, I don't know why, but whatever. And and you just put the paintbrush into the center of the flower and try to just transfer the pollen. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to a female flower, or male flower, sorry. keep mixing it up. So I'm gonna go to that flower right here. So you could tell the difference, right? Because these ones have just a stem and then a flower. The other ones have an actual cucumber growing from the base. So I've got my pollen, and I'm going to transfer it into this flower again, just to make sure I've done it right. And then I'm gonna do it to the other one because we've got a few that are open. And so I've been doing this a few times a day because I can't give up on all these 18 cucumbers, you guys. Woo. Okay, and then I've got right here, where are you? Right there, this is our male flower, so we want to pollinate that. So I'm just going to take from this flower here and transfer it into this one. And once the cucumber maintains its green color and starts to grow daily, you should start to see it grow daily. And if you don't, you haven't hand pollinated it properly. So as long as the flowers are open, you want to you want to pollinate as many times as you can, because it's going to increase the odds of getting fruit. And that's the thing with cucumber is, actually I've been getting, well, I talk about this frequently. I've been getting so many people reach out to me and tell me, I'm not getting cucumbers. What am I doing wrong? And I'm like, well, are you growing outdoor or indoor? Because I feel like they're gonna say indoor, and then I'm compelled to tell them about hand pollination. But they're telling me that they're growing indoor and they can't get cucumbers, which is crazy, you guys. So, coffee, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. This is a root ball. It opens up. There's a space for a stem or something to sprout or whatever. And this is what we're going to use to try to root the runners, because I'm not patient enough to wait for them to get big enough to just move to the next net pot over. So I'm gonna actually use these root balls. I don't know why this one's not closing. I'm gonna use these root balls to seal around the runners and hopefully root the runners so that we can quickly multiply strawberry plants and get things going here. It's summer and I want strawberries, so I haven't had strawberries in a very, very long time. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys have been following along, sometimes I germinate seeds in these polyurethane sponges. Now, I remove the polyurethane sponge when I transfer it into the aeroponic system, because the challenge with these sponges is they get oversaturated. Sometimes if a little light hit, it starts to grow algae. Sometimes it could even harbor bacteria or mold. It's just not ideal for growing as a grow medium. But I'm thinking, because it's going to be a root ball, why not soak these or saturate these in water, wrap the runner where it's going to, where the anticipated root will grow in this, stick it in the root ball, and see how that works for us. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna see if it works. If it does work, we should know the difference in a couple days, or we should see the difference in a couple days. See roots. We're gonna leave it. I've only done it once and it did work, but I don't remember if I used the sponge or not. And you do need some kind of moisture for the roots to actually develop. So for those of you that don't know what a runner is, or don't know what I'm talking about, these strawberry plants this one strawberry plant. You guys, look, I just noticed. Wait, am I wrong? No, that's our first flower. Oh my gosh, our first strawberry bud. I think. I've never gotten a strawberry flower before because I got thrips before it happened. But yay! You guys have been following along, so I'm sure this is just as exciting for you guys. Oh man, when this shit happens, I actually get emotional. I'm a very dramatic and sensitive person, but oh my god, you guys, I've been working so hard to get this, so this means a lot. Cool. Death Squad, thank you for validating me. It looks like a flower to me. Good stuff. Okay, moving on. I'll be dramatic by myself later. After the live, Natalie, after the live. So we are going, this is a runner here. There's a huge growth node right there. And so the idea is to put the root ball right here and force it to develop roots. Thank you so much, Death Squad. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys for celebrating the small wins with me. Thank you so much. So yeah, right here, we're gonna put the root, we're gonna put a little dampened sponge, and we're gonna see if we can get some roots growing. And another moment for the flower, guys. A round of applause. Woohoo! Our first strawberry plant flower. Oh my gosh, so excited. Wow, hard work pays off, you guys. And if you don't believe me, look at my strawberry flower. Meanwhile, I let it wilt like 2 days in a row. Maybe the stress is what did it, and I'm not even trying to be fun, serious. Maybe stressing the plant out forced it to flower. I know that that's a thing. All right, I'm just gonna get a tray and oh man, I'm so happy. I can't believe I have my first strawberry flower. Ugh, I'm so happy. I've been trying to grow hydroponic strawberries for years. I'm not quitting yet. Don't quit, Jared. Don't quit. I've been trying to grow. This is my third grow, and I decided, well, I had 4 strawberry seedlings, then 3 because one died, then 2 because another one died, and then I was down to 1, and I'm like, you know what? Let me put all my focus into this one. Before starting any other seeds, before doing anything else, let me just, you know, less is more. And so having one plant to take care of, you get more value out of it. So yeah, I just have the one, threw it in the buckets, and have been watching it every single day, minus yesterday when I let it wilt accidentally. But don't give up. You will get there. There's certain varieties that are better to grow aeroponically or hydroponically. I've heard that Albion strawberries are the best. Well, not heard, I lied. That's the one thing I did research because strawberries was a serious challenge for me. So Albion, check out Albion strawberries. Those are supposedly the best variety. They are, so there's June bearing strawberry and ever bearing, and if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like indeterminate versus determinate, right? So the June bearing produce only one season and then they're done, but the ever bearing, they come back every season and they constantly produce. And for hydro or aeroponics, I think the recommendation is ever bearing, if I'm not mistaken, and so Albion strawberries are just that. So it's funny because I ordered what I thought were organic, non-GMO strawberries from some place on Etsy, and I don't know what I ended up getting. The label just said strawberries, so whatever, it's growing, and so we'll see. Fingers crossed I get fruit. Now that's something I actually do need to research because I have to figure out how to successfully pollinate. I will be frustrated with myself if I go through another grow where I have a plant where I don't figure out the pollinating, and I don't get fruit after having waited months and months and months and putting my time, energy, and resources into it. So that's why I only have one. The cucumber. Cucumbers, if you guys have been following along, I have been trying since the start of this journey, which, I mean, yes, it's only been 2 years, but I've tried cucumbers so many times. I mean, like, I've tried on so many plants throughout the 3 grows that I've had, and now this final grow, I was like, listen, Natalie, you're only allowed 1 cucumber plant this time, because clearly you can't handle it on a larger scale. And so just stick to 1 and put all your love and attention into that. And if you can successfully yield fruit, then we can move on to more. So I have a habit of biting off more than I can chew. Same as going 0 to 100, you know? So I have this solution here. It's just a little bit of grow fertilizer in some distilled water with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. We're actually gonna soak our sponge in that, and then we're gonna put the sponge with the root ball and try to root our strawberry runners and see if it works. Grassroots and grains. Welcome, Grassroots and Grains. I will definitely check out your channel. Good for you. I know what a grind it can be, so I wish you all the luck. And homestead, very, very cool. What kind of stuff do you have on your homestead? What do you grow? Do you have chickens? Because chickens are cool. All right, guys. I'm gonna use the black sponges. And I'm gonna use the ones, if you guys have been following along, you know that usually I cut these in half. These are polyurethane sponges. I use them to germinate my seeds. So these are the way they come, but I cut them in half just to, you know, make it easier for the seed to germinate. So I'm gonna take the larger ones. I don't know how many runners I have, but I'm gonna grab 3 of them. Yeah, from Grassroots and Grains, we will definitely check that out. I love seeing that kind of stuff. I can appreciate a homestead. It is a lot of work. It is not for the faint of heart, so good for you. And I will definitely check out your page. All right, I'm gonna grab 3 root balls with me for now, and we're actually just gonna, actually let's try 1 for now, but we're just gonna bring all this stuff and just work over there. Kind of a bad idea, but oh well. Thank you so much. And chickens, plants, juices, we sell food. We are actually just getting everything back started. Cool. Sounds like you got a lot of good stuff going on. Well, so do I, because I have first strawberry flower. All right, guys. So we're just going to turn this net pot around so we can just get a better look. Oh, moving is never easy, Grassroots and Grains, so I can understand how much work it can be to get everything set up after having made that transition. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my tray right over here. We're going to soak one of our sponges. Okay, so our sponge is nicely saturated. What I want to do, and I don't know if this is going to work because that root ball is a little large. What's up, Cannabis? Thanks for hanging out. We are trying to speed up the process. I don't want to wait for these runners to grow long enough to put in the next net pot over. So I am going to use my polyurethane sponge. I'm gonna wet it. We're gonna sacrifice that little leaf growing there, that small little one right here, and we're gonna see if I can fit a root ball around this without damaging the runner. Okay, so there we go. So the root ball now is around the runner. So what's gonna happen is over the next few days, the moisture from the sponge, I'm just gonna give it a little extra moisture. And so because it's dark and the sponge is saturated, I think we're going to be able to root this runner, and then once it roots, you cut the runner, and then this with these 3 leaves right here becomes a new plant. So then we're gonna fill up these net pots here and just multiply them, and eventually we're gonna fill up one of the towers, the yellow tower. But because I'm not sure if this is gonna work, I have more than one runner, so some of them are too close together. Like if I try to stick another wall here, it might I don't know if it's a good idea. But there's also another runner. Oh no, see, I'm already effing things up. Oh, careful. All right, so this is a good one too. However, do we want a plant, because these aren't long enough yet, right? And the root ball is gonna have to, we're gonna have to sacrifice this here. And so if I put the root ball around here, all you're gonna have left is this, your plant as your clone. So Cannabis says 10-4, we got a runner, all units in pursuit. Roger that. Also, Cannabis, since you just got here and I'm feeling like showing off, today we discovered our first strawberry flower. So right here, hiding in the midst of it all, is our first flower. So grassroots, this is aeroponics. The roots get suspended in air and misted periodically with nutrients. So right here, I'll show you, got multiple plants per bucket, and you get to see the root systems. There's no grow medium, just a foam collar. Yeah, so we're gonna get some aeroponic strawberries, you guys. I can't contain my excitement. It's been a journey. It has been a journey with the strawberries, so I'm very, 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 very excited. And yes. Hopefully we'll get another plant within the next 2 to 3 days. Strawberries are kind of like tomatoes. They clone so easily. They're practically just begging to be cloned. So I'm just kind of going through here just to check if I've got, oh my goodness, there's a lot going on with this plant. I'm just checking to see if I've got any other runners coming soon, which I do. But you know what? Let's at that. Less is more, right? Let's see if that roots. I'm gonna turn it this way so I can check on it easily. So there it is, you guys. This is only the second time I've tried using a root ball. I don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna find out. Grass Roots and Grain says that's really cool. I have some strawberry plants too. Oh my god, or strawberry planted too. That is awesome. There is nothing like fresh strawberries that are homegrown. Unfortunately, the grocery store is so disappointing. So, you know, why not take matters into your own hands? So I can appreciate what you're doing, and thank you so much for tuning in. I know strawberries are a bit weird how they root. Hopefully it works for you. So cannabis, I actually tried it on my first grow. I had a strawberry plant growing in the grow tower. It developed a runner, and then I took the root ball and I put it around the runner, but I don't remember what I did. I actually posted a short about it like a couple years ago when I first tried it. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find that short, and I'm going to see what I did. I don't remember if I used a sponge first and then put the root ball, but whatever I did, I think it worked. I don't remember. You know what? I'm gonna have to go back and find that video, and maybe I'll repost it, but I'll do a comparison with this time. We'll see if it works. So that'll be interesting. Unfortunately, nothing else has runners or grows that way, so right now I can only use the root balls for that. I don't know. I'm sure they're used for a lot of things. Oh, that's how it closes. I was like, how the hell does this thing close? So there's like a little flap here, and you just seal the flap. So we're gonna actually go back and just seal that flap, because I think, you know, the less light that you have, the better the odds are of the roots developing. So I'm just going to turn you over again, Strawberry. I'm sorry, it's been a stressful day for you. I know. There. Sealed. There we go. So hopefully it doesn't put too much stress on the plant, because there is a bit of weight on it. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. You guys will be the first to know if it worked. I promise I will update you first. I was saying yesterday that Instagram used to be the place where you know, everyone saw things happen first, but now it's quickly become YouTube is the spot to be, you guys. That's where it all happens, because obviously I do these lives. So yeah, I have a great time. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We learn so much from each other, which I can really appreciate. And I always love it when I see new people. Grassroots and Grains, thank you for joining. You guys check out their YouTube page. They are a homesteading channel, which is very, very cool. That's it, you guys. That's it for today. So I didn't think we were going to do too much, but we potentially created new strawberry plants. So that's a day's work to me. So a live well spent. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in, being a part of the chat, or if you're not a part of the chat, just for watching. You guys are so awesome, and again, I wouldn't be where I'm at without this community, so you guys are the best. I appreciate you. Pro Pyro, happy day, and thank you so much. That is just beyond kind of you. Cannabis, thank you. Grassroots and Grains, Ray Cassis, Mia Lifestyle, Les, all of you people. I appreciate you all. I'm like, who else is watching? Death Squad. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and we will see you tomorrow. I'm sure I will, Pro Pyro. I can't wait. And you as well, Roots and Grains. Everyone, have a blessed day. Have a beautiful Wednesday. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same time as always, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And maybe our tomatoes will be rooted and we can transplant them. So see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. And thank you again. I appreciate it.